I'm Gretchen Bath. I'm a lawyer at Rhode Island Legal Services. I've been doing public benefits cases for 28 years, and so I've had a lot of dealings with DHS over the years. I have to say I haven't seen anything like this UWIP rollout in all that time. We started monitoring the situation at our office right with day one on September 13th. We organized a group of students from Roger Williams Law School and advocates from our office to go out and walk the line, talk to people, and find out what was happening. And it was very clear from the start that most people were there for SNAP problems. In the next few weeks, we started seeing a pattern. Clients were calling up reporting having filed an application. The deadline has passed. They got no notice either way and no benefits. We got, in the following 2 months, over 80 new clients whose applications had been delayed, either under the 7-day standard for the very low-income people or the 30-day standard. And by the time they called us, not only were the delays unlawful, but most clients had made many attempts to try to go to DHS and fix their problems, stood in line for hours, only to be told they couldn't be seen that day, back a second day, a third day, a fourth day. So naturally it was very frustrating for them. Before UHIP, our office had a lot of connections, and we're used to dealing with the supervisors at DHS, and we could have readily resolved these problems. But someone at DHS made a decision to lay off the supervisors and regional managers, most of them, right at the time they were probably needed the most at UHIP implementation. And that turned out to be the wrong decision, I think. DHS lost a lot of its experienced supervisors and higher level people who could have helped process the cases. So because of the understaffing and all the many systems issues that we've seen with UHIP, even after our clients contacted us after the unlawful delays, it took a lot of time and effort on our part just to get the state to find the application, process the application, and issue the benefits. In many cases, we were initially told when we contacted the state that there was no application in the system. And this was true even though our clients had a date-stamped application receipt, or perhaps a date-stamped application, or a fax verification sheet, or maybe had seen their documents get scanned in. And so that led us to discover that there were problems with the scanning system. DHS implemented a scanner that went into effect on the 13th of September. I believe they had clerks, not DHS employees, doing the scanning, and there were and continue to be problems with the scanning in terms of coding correctly. We later discovered that even if the application is scanned in, it doesn't show up in the UHIP system until multiple steps have been taken. So a clerk may scan the thing in. It can be in the cloud someplace until the next worker comes in and indexes it. I'm not sure what that means, but some kind of worker action, and registers it, and then associates it with that individual's numbered account. That application doesn't show up in the UHIP system, and a worker looking in there won't see an application. And that's why we were told, gee, nothing in our system. And then we had to push, sometimes ask for agency hearings, push more, and in most of the cases, eventually they found the application. But I'm talking about weeks to a month of our work before that happened in many cases. So it's important, I think, to know that the federal law count for timeliness, the 7-day count or the 30-day count, starts the first day they get the application. Not the day it shows up in UHIP, not the day it's indexed or registered. First time they get that application starts the count. And I personally believe that they have not to date had adequate systems for tracking from the date that they first get that application until it goes through all those means and eventually shows up in the system. They have a drop box for people to drop things into, and they have a general mailbox in Cranston for paper to be mailed to, but I don't think that they are tracking from date of receipt. I also think for this reason that when DHS reports its statistics about its timely processing percentages, that it's overstating its compliance record because it's not counting all those applications that it received but maybe haven't been scanned, maybe have been scanned but not indexed, maybe not registered, maybe not associated. So my feeling is their timeliness compliance is even worse than they are reporting in their FNS reports. So I just want to give an example of how it's not unrepresentative of just how long it takes to fix one of these cases and how long the delays are. So we had one client who had no income and was eligible for expedited stamps, 7-day processing. He applied on October 6th with URI SNAP outreach. He contacted us on the 20th, having received no notice and no SNAP. We finally got his papers back, and on November 8th, we contacted DHS and filed a hearing request. I was told on the 15th there's no application for him. He later showed me his date-stamped receipt. I sent it to them, and the Providence DHS officer still said, no, we don't have an application for him. We will process your hearing request. So then, eventually we got a hearing date, and the legal office contacted me and also told me that there's no application in the system. But the hearing notice went to the Woonsocket office, and on the 2nd of December, I got a call from the Woonsocket supervisor saying, we found the app. It was just misfiled. It wasn't filed, it wasn't scanned in as an application. So 2 months after he filed his application, he got his SNAP. And 1 month after contacting us, he got his SNAP. So it's seriously time-consuming and really been devastating to our caseload. We've just been working like crazy on it. And I'm just very thankful that the ACLU and Lynette and the center can step in and we hope resolve some of these really big systems problems. It's just really heartbreaking to talk to people who don't have food for their kids and their family.